right, we're doing Livingston to Bozeman, 5 p.m. on Monday, let's say October 11th. We got a winter storm warning, and I'm on the highway because. So anyway, we got in a four-wheel drive. Luckily, we're sitting in a Ram 3500 Cummins diesel mega cab, so luckily we got all the weights here. Okay, maybe not the semi kind of weight, but you find with these big trucks, man, they have so much weight that where other vehicles will hydroplane, you just anchor down right down to the ground, and it's not as big an issue. Now, as far as ice, that's a whole other ball of wax here. So far, we're doing fairly smooth. I'm coming up a little too quickly on this guy in front of me. I should probably be taking it easy. I'm in no rush. I left nice and early. Usually takes me half an hour to get there. I actually left almost 2 hours early because I didn't know if there'd be delays or whatnot. So anyway, I know a lot of you are still enjoying nice warm weather. Somebody commented the other day or on the earlier video that it's still 77 in Michigan. So giving you a kind of preview here into winter. Now if I could just get somebody to send me some snowblowers for testing, right? Anyway, I can't remember what the elevation change is. If somebody knows the elevation change from Livingston to Bozeman, put it down in the comments, and when I find it, I'll pin it. All right, this guy gets to play rabbit. We'll follow him. Typically, here it's not too bad. At this point, we're in the fairly safe area. It's right about here where you start doing the climb up through the first summit. There's two. I guess there's actually technically one summit. There's two lower spots that you go down through, and so those are the tricky parts: the summit and the two lower curves we have to cut through. Speed limit here typically is 80 miles an hour. Somebody commented in one of my videos a while back where I took not a video, it was a picture, a post, and the wife took a picture of the dash to show how hot it was, and it showed 80. We were going 80 miles an hour. Everyone flipped out. I can't believe you're driving 80 miles an hour. Welcome to life west of the Mississippi. That's the speed limit in a lot of states out here. And that's not the, like, we'll give you that speed limit. All right, we see some encroaching slush there, and it looks like we're losing a lane to snow. That's coming back a little bit. We'll just stay over here. See how that goes. All right. Now this is a half an hour drive. I'm not expecting you all to sit around here and watch the entire thing. I figure you all fast forward through the exciting parts. With that said, the summit here is going to come up in the next, 5 minutes or so. It's definitely the first part of the drive, leaving Livingston going west. In fact, that's why Livingston exists. Livingston is a train town, and it was founded by the what do you call it? The Northern Pacific, is that it? I can't remember right now which train line it was, but they needed a place to work on the trains and to service the trains prior to them going up the hill, adding more engines, taking people on, splitting them up, that kind of stuff, because it was quite a climb for them coming up out of the, basically the flats of the, rolling hills, I should say, of the Plain States. We're now going into the Rockies. Livingston's right at the door of the Rockies here. Bozeman is at the first plateau as you go up, headed up into the northwest. Then you get up, after that you got, even bigger mountains. I'll say this: Montana, for being as mountainous as it is, isn't like there are very few huge, just awe-inspiring mountains like you see in Utah or Colorado. We got a lot of decent-sized mountains, but definitely not the biggest in all of the Rockies. All right, let's see here. I'm currently doing 70, and the road seems pretty good, except for those areas where we got wind blowing back onto the snow. I'm just going to see if I can sneak past this semi here. Just worried about a little snow on this crest. Seems pretty good so far. Yep, there it goes. That's what I was expecting right there. Pushing us back into this lane. At least we got one good, solid, clear lane. Coming back might be a different matter. We might be spending the night in Bozeman. Turn those wipers off. All right. Slowing down a little. See a little bit of blowing snow going across the road. So this is it. This is the head up to the pass, which is, I don't know if you can quite see it, but it's about a mile or two ahead of us. We got one big turn to the left, another big turn to the right, and then the big kind of a horseshoe turn up at the top, and that's where you hit the summit. The Bridger Mountain Range. We're leaving the range right near Livingston is the Absarokas. The one to the northeast is the Crazies. Those are pretty cool looking mountains, I gotta say. And the ones to the southeast are the Beartooth. Now, here comes a special guy. Let's see, here's Pontiac. Makes you feel bad when you're driving a 4x4, you get passed by a Pontiac Grand Prix. Well, I'll be honest, I checked the webcams, and there's a webcam that looks right at this pass. And the last time I looked at the webcam right before I left, there was a state trooper parked right here. And as you can see, we're on, this is it. This is the summit, and we got snow on the road. Yeah, he's slowing down. I'm going to get back over in the right lane here. There we go. Don't worry, I'm not holding the camera or anything. It's perfectly mounted. I'm just sitting here having some fun. All right. We got to ease on down here. This is a moderately steep run out down here. Give this semi some room. There we go. Bring it back over. No, we don't salt the roads here. At least I don't think we do. You don't see that kind of tore out rust in cars around here like you do in the Rust Belt. All right. Now we're passing what's this thing called? The Grizzly Bear Experience or something over here? Chain removal area. I'm gonna have second thoughts on that. So far pretty good. We got some snow on the road. Doesn't feel like any ice. Feels like we got a pretty solid grip. But it's definitely getting colder. I find it weird that speed limit changes from 80 to 75. The only thing I can think of is it has to do with the how close you are to Bozeman, which is a bigger city, and that's how they do the laws regarding what the speed limit can be. You have to be X amount of miles away from certain dense populations to have it be 80 miles an hour. All right, pretty clear at this point, which is good because we're going to come down here to the squiggles. We've got a little canyon to go through here. Actually, beautiful canyon to drive through. It's a very nice drive in nice weather. It's gorgeous scenery. But when it rains, oh my gosh, when we get those heavy rains here, it turns into a river right on the road. This is one. These next two turns are probably the worst on this pass, and I'm going to take them easy because I'm not trying to prove a point to anybody. I gotta say, there's something real peaceful about winter driving. You always gotta watch bridges. If you're not used to driving in wintry weather, those bridges will freeze over before the road will, because they don't have any ground heat underneath them to warm them up. I know for all you who live in cold climates, that's old news for you, but not everyone has that advantage. All right, let me get back over here. We're going to come down to the low point here, and then it's all uphill right into Bozeman. And that hopefully should be the worst of it as we head back out of the pass here. Headed up the hill. Although Bozeman is technically, I don't say technically, it is. It's a couple degrees colder than Livingston usually. It's at a higher elevation, and it's more open, which is weird because you'd think they'd be more exposed to the high winds and stuff like that. But all these mountains around Livingston create a funnel effect, and in the winter, Livingston's known to get some of the highest winds in the country. Maybe not the highest, but pretty bad. Feels like I should be listening to Christmas music at this point. Oddly enough, my kids are stoked. They're like, I hope there's snow on Halloween again. They don't have to drive in it. They do have to shovel it. But that said, we live on a gravel street, so they only have to shovel like the little bit of sidewalk right in front of our house. There's not much they have to actually do. And in case you're wondering, Montana usually gets super light, fluffy snow because it's so cold and we're so high as far as elevation. Livingston's at 4,500 feet. Bozeman's, I think, at another 1,000 feet above that. I could be wrong. But these early snows, these pre-season snows, super wet, super heavy, slushy. Great snowballs. Already got the wife with one. It's an annual tradition for snowfall of the year. She's got to get gotten. All right, we are completely out of the pass at this point. We are on the plateau up here. The whole kind of valley. There's a giant ring of mountains pretty much all the way around Bozeman. Just beautiful, absolutely beautiful once the sky's clear. Hopefully I'll be up here with snow on them. I can get some pictures and post on the channel. You can see what I mean. Absolutely gorgeous. That said, if you want to stick around, if you're here just for the pass and the white knuckle driving, that's over with. But if you want to stick around and see what downtown Bozeman looks like a little bit, see it covered in snow. We're going to be there in 5 minutes, maybe. Should take about half an hour door to door. We've been 17 minutes. I started it a little bit on the way out of town, right as I was already on the highway. So, might take a little bit. I would have live streamed it, but the second half of the pass, we lose radio coverage completely. All right, looks like we're losing snow here, or at least it stopped snowing mostly. A little flurry, but nothing like we saw before. They were saying that Bozeman's pretty much done getting its snow, but Livingston's going to get snow through noon tomorrow. Although the weather around here, man, they can never get it right. It's just, they roll the dice and they're like, whatever. So it could very well end up being that they get dumped on again. The weather patterns around here shift constantly. When it starts coming through these mountains, it's hard to predict all the little microclimates. And so the weathermen have a tough job. I don't know if they hire really seasoned professional guys, or if they just hire anybody who looks good on camera, because it doesn't matter, you're going to be wrong either way. When I lived in California, they had the easiest job in the world. Tomorrow, sunny, high 70s, lows in the upper 50s, every single day. I think I counted it one time. We went almost 200 days without a cloud in the sky. It was surreal. I felt like I was living in a science experiment. Some friends of ours invited us to a picnic, and being from the Midwest, we're like, it was out in the park. There's like 20 of us were gonna get together. I'm like, okay, what's the alternate plans? They're like, alternate why? I'm like, in case it rains. And they all laughed like I was making a joke on purpose. I'm like, no, seriously. They're like, it doesn't rain. Joke's on me. All right. Lovely downtown Bozeman, as sort of seen on Yellowstone. There's a lot. Anytime you watch the show, if you watch the show Yellowstone and you see them parking nose in and they say they're in Bozeman, they're lying. That is not Bozeman. Downtown Bozeman has no nose in parking. So, just so you know. All right. Also, it's a college town, so you'll see a lot of kitschy kind of stores and restaurants and stuff like that. There's also a lot of money here. A lot of ranchers, a lot of, and a lot of people who got money somewhere else, and they'll come here and buy land to play at being a rancher and stuff like that. It's been said that there's more billionaires per square foot in Bozeman than anywhere else in the U.S. The funny thing is, Bozeman is by far not the biggest airport in the state. Billings is a bigger city. Helena is the capital. Missoula is the big state university. This is the smaller state university here. So all of those are bigger. Great Falls is bigger, and the big international airport is here. All the other airports in Montana are reasonably smaller than the Bozeman airport. Not that the Bozeman airport is huge, mind you. I love going through the Bozeman airport. It is super easy. And long-term parking is something like $6 a day. No, I'm sorry, that's not long-term. Long-term parking's like $1 or $2 a day. The express parking is like $6 a day. So you can literally park front row, walk across. You can be gone for a week, and it's like, I don't know, it's gonna be like $30. Oh, well, it's not. Let's do it. I'm used to San Francisco, where it's like $35 for a day in long term. Oh, I'm overheating myself. All right, we're at 22 minutes here into lovely, scenic downtown Bozeman. Sorry, I'm trying to pivot the camera more. My mount will only do so much here. The snow on the trees, you just gotta love that. And someone's jogging because, college, I guess. All right, well, there you go. That's scenic downtown Bozeman. There's another couple blocks. I won't make you sit through all of it. Anyway, if you made it this far, thank you so much. You rock. If you got a minute or just a second at this, smash that like button for the algorithm. You know how he likes that. Anyway, you all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.